I will give the floor now to His Excellency Ambassador Ahmad Nazri Yusuf from Malaysia. You have the floor, Ambassador.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Director General, distinguished delegates. On behalf of the Malaysian delegation, it is my privilege to congratulate and welcome you, Ambassador Eduardo Ibarrola Nicolin of Mexico, as chairperson of the 20th session of the Conference of the State Parties, and to congratulate Ambassador Vesela Mardan-Korak of Croatia for her excellent stewardship of the 19th session of the CSP. My delegation would also like to express our appreciation to the Organization Director General, Ambassador Ahmad Uzumshu, for his effective and dynamic leadership, and the Technical Secretariat for their tireless effort in promoting the peaceful use of chemistry and towards achieving the full implementation of the Convention. Malaysia aligns itself with the statement delivered by the permanent representative of Iran, Ambassador Dr. Ali Reza Jahangiri, on behalf of the non-aligned movement CWC State Parties and China. Mr. Chairperson, at the outset, my delegation wished to register that Malaysia is committed to its obligation with regards to the programs and budget of the OPCW for the year 2016. Malaysia attaches great importance to full, effective, and non-discriminatory implementation of the Convention. We welcome the progress made in the destruction of the declared chemical weapon in the Syrian Arab Republic, and commends the OPCW and the United Nations for the impressive work and achievement. In this regard, Malaysia wishes to reaffirm its support on the adoptions of the United Nations Security Council Resolution 2209-2015 and Resolution 2118-2013, and condemns the use of toxic chemical, including chlorine gas, as weapon in Syria or elsewhere, and call upon all parties to render their full cooperation to the OPCW's fact-finding mission. Malaysia also supports the UN Security Council Resolution 2235-2015 on the establishment of the UN OPCW Joint Investigative Mechanism, consistent with Malaysia's long-standing principle position of opposing the use of chemical weapon by anyone under any circumstances, and to ensure that the perpetrators are identified and be held accountable. Further, Malaysia wishes to reiterate its support on the establishment of the Advisory Board on Education and Outreach, and I am pleased to inform that Malaysia has set up its own National Advisory Board on Education and Outreach in October this year. On the same note, we wish to congratulate the effort undertaken by the Open-Ended Working Group on Terrorism to examine further the OPCW's contribution to global anti-terrorism effort. We further welcome the establishment of the sub-working group on the non-state actors of the OEWGT to explore measures to strengthening the Convention's mandate and enhancing its capacity to contribute to global anti-terrorism effort. It is our fervent hope that all this hard work will eventually be justly rewarded. Mr. Chairman, as the year comes to a close, it is time for us to once again reflect on what we have accomplished and what we have not, as a state parties and as an organization entrusted to ensure that the use of chemical will not bring about violence and destruction, but instead help to promote peace and development for all mankind. We can take pride that the Convention stands out as a successful model of a multilateral security cooperation. We take pride and a sigh of relief that the elimination and destruction of declared chemical weapons stockpile is nearing total completion. But at the same time, we are now confronted with growing threats of chemical weapons and the threat from the non-state actors, which are more extensive and complex, and this demands OPCW and all state parties to respond appropriately. At the same time, the Third Review Conference in 2013 discussed at length on the future of this organization, The 80th session of the Executive Council deliberated quite extensively on the new direction this organization should take. My delegation's views that though the days of the declared chemical weapon are numbered, that does not mean that OPCW is fading into oblivion, that the role and functions of the OPCW will become less relevant. Our mandate and objective remain the same. That is to see the world free of chemical weapons and the threat it poses to world peace and security. What is important is how we adjust and fit ourselves to this new environment. How can we effectively and efficiently meet these new challenges and changes to ultimately achieve our objective? With the limited resources available, perhaps we need to reorganize ourselves in order to adapt, to relook at our work procedures, to review our priorities, and enhance our capacities. Mr. Chairman, as a state party to the Convention, Malaysia has benefited from the international cooperation program organized by OPCW, especially on capacity building. We look forward to more constructive cooperation with the Technical Secretariat in enhancing Malaysia's national capacity to meet its obligation under the Convention. Malaysia, on its part, reiterates its commitments to the goal of the Convention. We are determined to work with all state parties and the policy-making organs of the OPCW for full realization of the Convention. In closing, may I request, Mr. Chairman, that this statement be included as an official document of this meeting and be posted on the website. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador.